Let's move. I can't even fathom that. Let's move on to Cleveland. Uh, I think this one was you have like a
This was a
few.
tough one.
Yeah, it was tough, but I think you have to go with Darius Garland here. I don't think people
Yes, we have a
main
disagreement.
okay, good. I don't think mainstream NBA media or just fans outside of Cleveland understand how good this guy is. Like there is real wiggle to his offensive game. He shot 35.7% on pull threes last year, and that number was better towards the tail end of the campaign. I think he was scorching hot on them. He's more of a threat to score off the dribble than Colin Sexton is at this point from the perimeter. At least Sexton can obviously do stuff on drives. Not, I wouldn't say as accurate as a shooter as Sexton right now. He's turned into like this bankable catch and shoot guy. But Darius Garland's also a real floor general. And that's why I think he's probably the youngster right now, unless you count Evan Mobley or you literally just count the $100 million they gave Jarrett Allen, that they have to be the most vested in moving forward because he is probably they're looking at this roster. Some people are going to say it's Mobley. I disagree. Darius Garland is now their best shot at having sort of this flagship cornerstone. And I think his offensive game will continue to expand. He's a real control over the defense in the half court. And I think that manipulation will grow. We have to see if they do have the right personnel around him. I think he was already good enough to kind of graduate from this discussion, but to me, not enough people were talking about it last season. And so much attention is paid to, Colin Sexton, mostly because he's extension eligible, I think. But even other guys on this roster, people want Evan Mobley now, obviously. Jarrett Allen received a lot of attention after getting traded because of his short roll passing. I think it's Darius Garland for me. He's just not fully appreciated yet. And this is the season to me that he plays well enough to sort of transition into the national conversation on a daily basis.
I thought for a long time about this one and strongly considered Garland, but I do have to go with Jarrett Allen. I think that the fact that Cleveland just handed him a 4-year, $30 billion contract says a lot about what they intend to do with him. And ultimately, if you look at the roster construction, his presence is going to make things a lot easier for a lot of other players. Because
except
with
Evan Mobley.
Well, I even disagree with that because I think that you have to view Mobley as a versatile guy because of his ball handling ability, because of his switch ability, because he can defend in so many spots within the half court. And I think that having Allen on the court with him frees him up to do a lot of other things and test the waters a little bit more as a rookie. He's a good complement for Lauri Markkanen if you're trying to figure out what you might have in him. Just because his defensive ability alone, his role ability, it frees Markkanen up to be that focused stretch four that he should be. Allen was awesome after moving into the starting lineup last year on a permanent basis. Over his last 40 games, 13.6 points, 10.6 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.3 blocks, 59.9% shooting from the field. I think those numbers go up as this team gets better around him, as Garland takes even more defensive attention. Once they develop true pick and roll synergy, Allen's numbers get more efficient and happen with even higher volume. So I think he is a beneficiary of them needing to feature him because of the contract they just gave him and the development of everyone around him. I think that Garland continuing to improve from what's already a really high level really helps his case here.
That's an interesting way to look at it. I just think that they have shoehorned him and Evan Mobley, even Lauri Markkanen, into just sort of this front court carousel that is going to diminish a lot of returns for them. I think it's intriguing to look at it from the perspective of, well, maybe he helps Mobley because now Mobley is probably only going to guard backup fives. I would assume he's going to play power forward most of the time, then he'll be one of the backup centers. But I'm just trying to think of what Jarrett Allen does best on defense, even on offense. And there are going to be lineups where both Mobley and Lauri Markkanen might be on the floor with him. I'm just not about it.
Do you think we'll see that?
How else? Look, have you looked at their wing rotation? It doesn't actually really exist. They have Isaac Okoro.
Right. It's bad.
Yeah. So,
I can't see them playing Markkanen at the three.
I'm sorry. The Bulls did last year, and they didn't even have to. Cleveland almost.
Yeah, but that's the Bulls. And this is the Cavs.
So the numbers for the Bulls during those minutes were actually really good with Markkanen at the three. It was just sub 300 possessions. Regardless, I don't like the idea of him playing with Mobley. I hate it.
I really like those two together.
No, it is. I think it was categorically stupid to pay Jarrett Allen $100 million and draft Evan Mobley.
I don't think it's a smart use of resources, but I don't know that prevents it from being an intriguing pairing.